Mr. Scott Sanders, thank you for joining me. You have a great big new title, and you think I'm going to say IPSA president, and I am not. I'm going to say cover model. Check that out, right? That's a pretty nice cover. Oh, I think this is truly one of my favorites. I like it a lot, and I've been hearing a whole lot of people who are liking it as well. But let's talk about your second most important title, which is new IPSA president as of today.
Yes.
You are 2 hours old, I think, as IPSA president as of this moment.
Yes.
So talk to me about, I mean, the seed industry is obviously facing some headwinds, some challenges. Talk to me about how you are planning on attacking this role and what your most important priority is going to be.
Well, I'll answer the second part first. I think our most important priority still has to be the farmer. And I think when you look at it through that lens, I think you start to see some major differences between the independent sector and some of the large multinationals. In our industry, our friends are sometimes our foes. And I think when you start talking about the farmer and what's in their best interest, we get to do that on a daily basis, and we're very close to our customers. We're located in the regions that we serve versus the multinationals. There's two major differences. They are not necessarily in the regions they serve as deep as we are, and they all are marching towards a quarterly earnings report and a different master, if you will. So I think the biggest challenge is, how do we continue to work in that environment? How do we work with our suppliers? Because they still do great things. But I think the biggest opportunity that we have this next 12 months is, how do we develop opportunities for the independent sector, which then get taken to the farmer? Because really that's what we're looking for, is opportunities or options and choices for the farmer, which I think in my short time in the industry, I've been in the industry 8-9 years now, I think we've gotten away from, and I think we've seen choice shrink for the farmer. Yeah.
Okay. And how much of a role does IPSA play in that? So in your role as president, where do you want to put your hands?
I think it's in having relationships with all of the big suppliers within our industry. Each independent company is very small on its own. But when you combine all of the different independent seed companies that are out there, we collectively have a large voice in the industry. I know one of the things we heard this week was, we roughly, in the corn world, we represent roughly 30% of the market within the independent space. So we have a voice, but if we're all on our own, we're not that strong and we're not that loud. So I think from the IPSA standpoint, and what our role as the organization is really to be the voice. So I want to spend time with our suppliers, but I also want to spend time with a lot of our independents, the owners, the runners of those business, to find out what are your challenges and what can we take to those larger suppliers to try to fight for the things that will be better for our farmer through our independent companies.
Makes so much sense. Okay, but also a big job.
Yeah, it's not easy. I mean, as I said, I've been in this industry 8-9 years, so I'm not expecting over the next 12 months to completely flip the industry around. These guys have been battling this for a long time. This is not a new issue, but hopefully I can bring a different perspective. And, one of my big things, I've made a career out of being in industries that I probably don't belong in. Which I'm comfortable with, because I really do like to listen first and really understand what the issues are, and then use any sort of skill that I may have developed to try to fix that problem. And one thing I'm not shy about is saying it like it is. And I think that has served me well. And I hope to bring that to a lot of the interactions that we have, both with independent seed companies and with the larger corporations that we're trying to work with.
Scott, it's always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for making time.
Yeah, no, it was great. Thank you.